Women's pajamas is not really a category I know a ton about, but this item was sort of hard to pass up. I'm wondering how you would have priced this item. What's going on, everybody? This is Brendan. The channel is Dad Planet. I am the one-man show. We're going to the thrift stores. You know what it is. I feel like if you watch a bunch of resellers, you don't need an explanation by me as to what I am about to do, but I'm taking you along for the ride like I always do. I'm going to show you some Lego that I passed up on. I had a couple of really excellent mugs that I sourced recently, and we got a bunch of stuff in between, including that pajama top that is an insane find. Stay tuned for it. All right, this store was looking pretty bare. Usually there's a couple of brand new carts that roll out. So I caught one to my right here and noticed a bag of Lego, which you don't normally see in the stores, but we're gonna take a look here, and I'm always looking for minifigures, naturally, when you're searching for Lego, especially if they're in a random bag like this. They're only asking $15 for it, and I see some figures in here, which is, you know, a good sign. But I don't know enough about the older figures to determine whether any of these would be worth my time. And quite honestly, with no instructions, no manuals in there, I don't really know what I'm dealing with. So I'm just gonna leave that behind. That seems like way too much work for me to deal with. Even if you could pull out maybe 5 to 10 minifigures there and sell those individually, I just didn't feel like that was gonna be worth my time. But I don't know any better. I don't know Lego all that well. I mean, I know some have value, some don't, and you know, there's plenty that I don't know. So we just gotta move on here. I would actually always grab these wands, FYI. So these are like the Elsa wands that you get from Disney on Ice, you know, if you pay the money to get a ticket and go to the actual show. And these are really consistent sellers. So this one works. The other two, the batteries were dead, but I got them home and I tested them. All three of them work, and they're really consistently $20 sellers. Not only that, people are going to pay the $9, the $10, the $11 or whatever it costs to have it shipped. So don't let the fact that they're 22 inches long deter you from making a purchase. Those are only going to cost me $2, and I sell a good number of them throughout the course of the year. Those will turn up in garage sales, so you're going to find them at garage sales this season. Keep your eye out for them. Very consistent sellers, and it's really hard to pass at $2. I mean, even at, I would say, $3 to $4, maybe even $5, I think I would still pick them up if I could guarantee that I could get that $20 price tag, which I think I can, because the average was, I was on the screen, what was it, $19.60 or something over the span of 2 years. So they're gonna sell. Definitely pick those up and make sure that you're looking for them too. So I can't remember if this was a rack or where am I? Am I on a, I think I'm just in the normal racks here, but I get kind of lucky because I found this Lululemon top. So this is a hugged waist. I don't know what the specific name is for it. And quite honestly, like the comparables that I could find at first glance didn't look all that great, but this, despite the what you see with the lighting in the store here, it's in really beautiful condition. I've already got it photographed and listed. I'm gonna list this for $50. I can't remember what it costs. I'm gonna shoot and say $9, even though sometimes they come in a little bit cheaper than that. But an excellent top in excellent condition and an excellent brand. I'm going to take it and I'm going to list it for $50. This one, on the other hand, this is sort of a stretch. I mean, I'm not a huge North Face person. I'm not exactly sure what possessed me to pick this one up here. I haven't really even identified this style yet, but I took pictures of it. The pictures came out great. It's a woman's size small. I'm not, again, certain what the exact style is on this, and sometimes you just have to use your best guess. But $25 maybe is what I'll end up pricing that at. And if that cost me $9, let's just say it did cost me $9, that probably wasn't my best purchase, but it's all right. I think at $25, I'm going to be able to find a buyer for it. So move on to a new rack that just came out, and we're going to find some more Lululemon here. Now, the fabric on this is Luan. And the reason I know that is because of what the style dot looks like on the inside pocket. I'm going to take that home and we'll talk about how you can easily identify at least the era the garment from Lululemon came from. For some of you that don't know, because the style dot gives you some information on it, and that will help you get a little bit closer to identifying like basic black Lululemon leggings when they all kind of look the same, at least they do to me. So we'll talk about that at the end of the video. As for those, they're going to be priced at $40. They were a women's size 8, but we'll talk about why all of that is towards the end of the video. Let's check the rest of the rack. Nothing else going on there. So we'll move on to shoes. This pair of shoes is probably going to be a stretch for me. Everlane is a brand that has been turning up a lot lately in the thrift, and these are like a maroon, oxblood, maybe almost even a brown color slip-on. This is a stretch for me, so I never sold this brand. It's only going to cost me $5, but I'm going to list them for $35. Made in Italy. They're a women's size 8. The little mark on there was just was something that came off pretty easily after I wiped them down. So they photographed well. And there's a couple solds that I noticed. One of them was $48 free shipping, so I'll price those at $35. It's a wheelhouse size for me because it's a woman's size 8, so we will see. If you were new, I would refrain from purchasing that pair of shoes until you have started to develop the cycle of selling and you're a lot more comfortable taking some risks. That's one I would avoid if you were brand new. Next thing here, everybody makes mistakes. This was a mistake purchase. It's not a mistake purchase because it's not a bolo or it's not an item that you should be looking for. You definitely should. It's Clark Griswold bobblehead from Funko. This is a $35 to $50 pre-owned bobblehead. If there's no damage, but you can see once I got it home and took pictures of it, there's damage on the base, so I have to really bargain price this out. Where I was going to list it for $35, I've dropped it to $15 because of the damage. Unfortunately, when that happens, you target a different buyer. I don't like targeting bargain buyers, but I missed that in store and I would have left it behind had I noticed it. It is what it is. So move on here. I like Anthropologie mugs, and I have 2 of them right here that are brand new. So this one is a Paris mug, and there are recent comparable solds for this exact mug in the $40 range, I think, brand new. So this is a great find. You'll see when you're doing research on Anthropologie mugs, they have a lot of monogram mugs, like single letter mugs. Some of them have like a tile pattern to them. They sell pretty consistently and pretty well. There's like 4,000 or 5,000 of these listed, and if I remember correctly, about 1,500 or so have sold in the last 90 days. But these 2 specifically are bolo items. Please look out for them. The next one is the San Francisco mug. Again, brand new. Each one of these is going to cost me $3, and there are sold comparables for this San Francisco mug in the $30 to $40 range. So I'm going to price both of those because they are brand new at $40. I mean, that's $80 worth of mugs right there. It cost me $6. That's what I love about this business is you never know. There are diamonds in the rough, so to speak, everywhere, all over these racks. So I'm looking to see if maybe there's some other Anthro mugs that like a collector donated that I might have missed, but I don't see anything else here on these racks other than those 2. So we'll move over to hats real quick. This is a brand I've never heard of before. I think it's Black Yak, and it is a bucket hat naturally. The only reason I picked this up is because I did see a comparable when I went into Terapeak for a similar, maybe this exact one for $35. And I think it sold in the summer months. And so, for $2, it looks like it's complete. It looks clean. And again, a tag that I've never seen before. I will go ahead and take the risk at $2 here. It was either $1 or $2 that it cost me, but with a $35 sold comp, an item that doesn't turn up that often, looks pretty functional, looks like it's pretty clean, I will take it. So I'm going to list mine for $30 as well. We'll check the rest of the hats real quick to see if there's anything that I might have missed the first go round, but none of this stuff looks that exciting. So Black Yak, that's another one where, if you're experienced, grab it. If you're new, maybe you want something that's a little bit more reliable, since I only see one of the exact model like that has sold in the last year to 2 years using Terapeak. So maybe look for something a little bit more consistent, a little bit more reliable if you're a newer seller. But for me, I'll go ahead and take that, and we'll move on. So last item that I find here now, Morgan Lane. This is a silk sleep shirt. I've never heard of this brand before, so did a little research using Google Lens, and I come to find that this is sold at Saks Fifth Avenue, even though this style is sold out, and the list price on this was $288. In fact, her pajama sets sell regularly for over $400 brand new. So this is a luxury brand here, and it is new with tags. It's a women's size small. So I think my best guess here, and the style is Jillian. The color is, I think that said Parfait. The best listing price for me for brand new with tags is going to be $100. I think that is more than fair, considering that it was $300 brand new at Saks, and I'm sure it was similarly priced in other luxury retailers website. So what a great find, right? Unbelievable. I'll check the rest of the rack here to make sure that I didn't miss maybe the pajama bottoms, although that was a sleep shirt that didn't naturally come with a pajama bottom, but $100, that's a great score. I'll make sure I take excellent photos of it, and it's all starting to add up. So excellent finds. Let's go home and we'll talk Lululemon real quick. All right, so if you look here, there's a front left pocket on these leggings, and it'll have a size dot in here. It's also known as a style dot. But as you can see here, there's no code or anything. There's no other additional information other than the 8. The dot is solid. That makes these leggings pre-2017 here, and it's the left front pocket. So my best guess is that these are the Wonder Unders from pre-2017. And I think they made these both high-waisted and mid-waisted. So this looks pretty mid-waist at about 3.5 inches. You'll see some Align style Lululemons that are like very high rise. So I think this is mid rise, but it is definitely before 2017. It was after 2017 that they started adding codes around like the perimeter of this style dot here. So hopefully that helps some of you. If you get one that looks like this and there's no other information other than just the number on there, you know you've got something that is before 2017. And so I think the Wonder Under is definitely what I'm holding on to here. And again, it's going to be around the $40 range, but just food for thought there. That would help probably some of you at least get a little bit closer to identifying Lululemon black leggings, because they can definitely be a little bit of a challenge to try to identify, especially if you're not familiar with the brand. So there you go. I spent $53 on all of the items you saw in that video today. My total listed value for everything comes to $440. Now I have to put my youngest to bed for a nap, so I got to get out of here. Brendan here, Dad Planet, the One Man Show. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today, and then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family by subscribing and hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every single time I upload a video to YouTube. That's it. That's all I've got for you. Thanks again. We'll see you in the next one.